That's exactly right. We have seen announcements particularly targeted at Canada, Mexico, and China when it comes to tariffs. This broadening that list to several countries, many of whom have businesses that do quite a lot of trade with U.S.-based companies. Tonight, economists bracing for price increases that could impact consumers.
So we've been here about 96 years.
Alex White has worked here at Cooper's Furniture for nearly 3 decades. The Cary native has seen plenty of growth in this area.
You know, everyone that moves in each day are potential customers.
That's largely been good for business. What's unknown, how newly announced tariffs will affect them.
We have large companies we deal with in Canada, in Mexico, a lot in Vietnam, and then some in China. So we're very fearful. We've seen companies increase prices from those countries.
White says many American-based companies in the industry have offshored manufacturing overseas, bringing those jobs back, one of the reasons stated by President Trump behind implementing the tariffs, though economists are skeptical of whether it will work.
We've shown before, when we've put tariffs on steel in the past, that the number of steel jobs saved in the U.S. is less than the number of jobs lost in industries that use that steel as an input.
Products including steel, aluminum, electronics, clothing, and food all could see price hikes. At the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina, Vice President Jason Stefani says food insecurity is at its highest point in nearly 20 years across their coverage area.
We're talking about some of the most expensive items at the grocery store: meat, eggs, fresh fruits and vegetables. Those prices are going up even further, and now families are having an even more troubling time making ends meet.
He further expressed concern over reductions of federal programs, which means millions in losses towards funding for food banks across the state.
When we're going out to a small farm and the funds that we had from the federal government to purchase those food sources are cut steeply, we no longer have access to those products.
So the president calling these reciprocal tariffs. In many cases, the rate is about half of what's being charged. There is a baseline of 10%, which is why the UK and Brazil, among other countries that charge that 10% rate, also going to see 10% in return from those respective companies. Tonight, the question is going to be how quickly those price hikes go into effect. What, if any, retaliation we see from those countries? Of course, we heard a few moments ago, stock futures down sharply following those remarks. I'm Michael Perchik, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Yeah.